your host, Gloria, and I'm really excited to have you here with us today. In this episode, we are talking about something important that affects almost all of us, which is artificial intelligence, also known as AI. AI is already changing parts or every of our daily lives, and beyond convenience, AI is changing how we work, how we learn, and even how we make decisions. So today we'll be exploring the opportunities, the risk, and how we can prepare ourselves for an AI-driven future. I'm joined with three amazing guests who bring different perspectives into this conversation. First, we have Gabriel Ayodele, a purpose-driven leader and communicator, widely known as the Purpose Evangelist. Gabriel is a leadership coach, is a certified business consultant, and project manager. He's passionate about purpose, leadership, and personal development. He is also the founder of DAPIN Limited and the principal of DAPIN Global Leadership and School, where he equips aspiring leaders with clarity, competence, and strategic thinking. We are glad to have you here with us, Gabriel.
Thank you very
Our
much.
second guest is Ebubechukwu Joy Nwaudu. She is a lover of God, a tech entrepreneur, and a medical researcher. She's passionate about technology to improve healthcare outcomes. She's also a strong advocate of mental health and women development. Thank you for joining us, Zimpin. Our third guest here is Inua Daniel. He's a multidisciplinary security professional. He's specialized in cybersecurity, intelligence, and physical security operations. He's a student of intelligence and security studies, and he works with PJNS with his Peregrine J Nexus solution, and also Provarex, its sister firm. He's also passionate about cyber defense, investigation, and security architecture. We are glad to have you here with us.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, Mr. Gabriel, I'll start with you. When we talk about AI and the future, what opportunities do you see AI creating for leadership, organization, and productivity?
All right, thank you very much for that question. To begin with, actually, the first thing I would love to say is that artificial intelligence is not replacing African potential. Like getting me, it's only a platform that amplifies the potentials of the African people. Now, looking at the leadership aspect, artificial intelligence is very important and very key. Why? It's help our leaders to, stop doing routine-based decisions, which can be handled by artificial intelligence, and it will allow them to focus on the three key aspects of leadership, which is the vision, the people, and the strategy. And these three things cannot be replaced by artificial intelligence. Leaders who adopt artificial intelligence in what they do will not just become efficient, but they are going to lead with clarity, with insight, and with speed. And they will not just base their work on guesswork. Now, look, talking about organizations that have adopted artificial intelligence in their operations, number one, is going to help them for smart decision making. I get the decision process is going to be very fast. Not only that, it's going to reduce their cost of operations, and also there's going to be effectiveness and efficiency in the operations. And not only that, for local industries, majorly in Africa, is going to give them access to global markets. You get it? So this is what I call, it helps African organizations to leapfrog the stages of development. Are you getting me? Instead of just waiting to catch up. So in a nutshell, artificial intelligence does not reduce human relevance. Are you getting me? Only those people who engage them, are you with me? Those people that engage them, these are the people that AI is going to reward them for clear thinking and also for excellence in their execution. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that. I'm going to Mr. Inua. From what Mr. Gabriel has said, how do you think it can be relevant and that AI will not deprive us of our job opportunity out there?
Yeah, it will deprive if you are not evolving with the world, if you are not evolving with AI, if you are not evolving with the emerging technologies of today, then AI will leave you. I want to quote Kaya from Slide Bean. I think it's a week or 2 weeks back. First week of December, second week of December, he made a comment about this decision of HP that they brought, in which they are reducing some, if not most, of their staff so that AI will take over those works. And he says something. AI change is not something that is sudden, but it's a systematic change that will happen over time. It started happening over time, from some years now, but it has now been visible since 2022 or end of 2022, and it has actually affected all parts of our life. Not that you cannot work without AI, or you cannot work when you are using, without using AI. You can do that, but you will not go far. And anybody, whether in security or any field of forte, you need to integrate yourself. You need to set limits. You need to make sure that you use AI. But even if you are using AI, you need to make sure that everything is from your head when it comes to the creativity, because AI is just hallucinating.
Thank you so much for that perspective. So, listeners out there, you have to stay relevant. As the world is evolving, you also need to evolve. Miss Ibube, bringing it to you now. From your experience in tech and medical research, how is AI creating opportunities in healthcare?
Alright, thank you so much for that question. It's quite glaring that currently AI has really transformed um like a lot of sectors, the educational sector, the healthcare sector, even in the industry, and it has helped to actually improve the way healthcare is delivered. From my experience as in tech and also in research, I can see that this AI it has helped to actually boost the like say decision making. It has helped to like improve decision making, make it data driven decision making. So I would like to mention some aspects. For the medical professionals, usually the clinicians, we can see to how AI can help to actually improve data driven decision making is through the collection of data from like the healthcare record, yeah, like in analyzing data from that to get the record. Stick your personalized records, also lab tests, and some other information as well. So this AI has provided a means that can be used to analyze the data more efficiently and more accurately. Then another aspect is to predict disease, like to predict the risk of diseases. So you can see in the area of when they are actually utilizing X-ray, like in radiology aspect, pathology, lab tests, in the AI has provided a means to be able to visualize these images easily, and from there the doctors will make informed decisions as to okay, is this patient, how is this patient, what is the disease, what are the dangers, and so on. Also, in the area of personalized medicine, is one of the key areas right now that is actually evolving now in research. Yeah, personalized medicine. So AI has actually helped to improve healthcare delivery in that aspect, personalized medicine. It's actually going down like globally, yeah, and is currently being researched on very very well. So personalized medicine is about like taking into cognizance the patients, their environment, how it influences the environment, their physiological characteristics. So they utilize this to be able to provide healthcare treatments to these patients. So that's what we call personalized medicine. So AI is there to actually assist in people because this AI they utilize data, primarily data, to collect the data, to analyze it, and through that process to be able to give the doctors the results that they need to be able to deliver diagnosis and treatment for these patients. So literally, AI has really improved.
That is very insightful. Thank you so much. So we can see how far AI has gone. Mr. Inua, from the security and intelligence standpoint, what positive opportunities does AI create for protection, investigation, or defense?
Let's start with protection first, and defense. AI actually helps a lot because as Ms. Miss everybody has said before, AI use data models, which is large language models, to collect data. And from that sense, you can see that in cybersecurity field today, um, the world, the cyber criminals and other entities are using AI to boost their own attacking measures, which means that the defense measures has to also have to also use AI. It has to also use some ways to defend itself. And yes, you can use AI, as you can see. Let me just say, for any of the security applications you use today, if I'm not wrong, for all the big users, even for small organizations, you will see that AI is a bit embedded into those systems. Look at antivirus of today. There's AI embedded into it. Look at the scanners of today. There's AI embedded into it. Look at the defense networks that is being used. AI is embedded into it. Let's look at something closer. Your bank applications that you use. You do know that AI is being used to detect faster, detect fraud, detect things that are wrongly being done through the applications and through the internet faster than it has been before. Even though there are drawbacks, but still, AI is improving it. We'll still talk about that later, but AI is improving defense, is improving security, and there are opportunities. As far as you use AI, it kind of lessens your work and makes you to be more focus oriented. That's if you use it wisely. But if you do not use it wisely, you will not gain much, and you probably backwards than somebody who is not even using AI much. Because let's just say for your defense networks now, you can use AI for something that's supposed to be in a security operations center, someone who is supposed to be a threat intelligence analyst, checking for problems, all the problems, analyzing problems. Now, what AI does is that you leave the simple work for AI, though of course you have to have some measures to control that AI and measures put in place to make sure that the AI will not have any false positive flags or false flag operations. But still, in a nutshell, AI is good for security. It's good. There are opportunities for security, cybersecurity, even intelligence, any of the in that field. But you have to be careful,
Yeah.
as we can see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Later. So I mean, you want to talk about the risk and everything. So
Yeah.
let's dive into that. Thank you so much for that perspective. So now we'll be moving on to the risk. Miss Ebube, what risk concerns you when AI is used in sensitive areas like the healthcare, mental health, and personal information?
Thank you so much for that question. So, in as much as AI has really transformed a lot of sectors, including the healthcare sector, we can't neglect the fact that there are ethical risks involved. This risk it has a potential impact on the masses, primarily in this case the patients in question. So, from the ethical risk, you can see that data privacy, because AI, they actually utilize a large data set. That's what is actually utilized for data. And this data set, where they are stored in the algorithm as the way it is programmed. And if peradventure there is a breach, can lead to information leakage. And because of that, they can lead to malicious use of this information, putting the applications at risk. Also, we have another issue of transparency as well. Because most of these AI, when they are utilized, the information that are given, the clinicians don't primarily, in case of error, because of the large data, they cannot pinpoint the errors. So it actually lacks a lot of transparency. So that basically these are like the physical, like in my own understanding, these are the risk factors in privacy, in transparency. Also, for instance, another ethical risk is over reliance on these AI tools. Yeah, because it reduces critical judgment of the clinicians. Because even this over reliance, you can see think is actually affecting the education sector because most students, instead of actually digging deep to get the use of the knowledge that they need, they just go straight to AI and they just get that information without bothering to dig deep the use of the problem. So in that case, it also affects the information because with the AI and everything, they won't want to like give critical judgment because they can easily gain access to it. But the AI in that aspect is producing the critical judgment from
Thank you
these
so
are
much.
basically some of the ways.
Alright, thank you so much for that. Before I go to Mr. Gabriel, in one sentence, Mr. Inwa, just give us the risk that AI introduces in areas like data security, surveillance, and cybercrime.
Yes, okay. Before I do that, let's just say that you do know that cybersecurity, in fact, AI lands have now made investigation very hard. Simple in a way, but very hard for some people. Why? Because people do not know the technology. And AI is all about evolving. Apart from its hallucinating, AI hallucinates, but apart from it hallucinating, we still have issues of over reliance. And when you over rely on AI and not having type of cognitive thinking, because AI is just taking something that's already known, not something that is not known, just taken from the language models and all this big data. But when you do not focus on evolving, then you have issues. We have issues of now almost every day you have daily warnings of not buying internet connected devices. Why? Because AI is being used to look at issues, to look at the vulnerabilities or the CVEs, and the moment they check the CVEs, they find issues in some of these applications, some of these devices. Then you see that there are problems because people will start putting malware on these devices. And nowadays, it's always a daily reminder because AI is evolving and is faster. And apart from quantum computing that is now coming up, if quantum computing comes together with AI, then we'll have much issues that and the risks that we're having today. Because it's just like today we're having risks of AI insecurity that is multiplied by 100, but with quantum computing it will be faster. It will be faster, much faster, like 1,000, like a million, like 100,000. That's multiplied by that, the risks of today. And that's the issue we're having. The issue is that people do not do not look at the risks of the technology they are using because now every day everybody is using technology that's embedded with AI. Tell me any of your devices or any of the devices that the host you or any of the guests are using is already probably interlaced with AI, and we do not know the risk. And what system will be said, what system will be said that privacy reasons. Yeah, we have a lot of privacy, and as you can see that she have already said that privacy is a problem because AI needs what? Data. AI needs information. And how do you get that information? By siphoning that private data from all sectors and collating it. And that's where people are having issues.
Thank you so much for that. For instance, out there, you actually need to be careful of what you put out there. Alright, to Mr. Gabriel, hearing about security risk, what role does ethical and value-based leadership play in ensuring AI is used responsibly?
So in a continent that is very fragile like this, it is important that trust and credibility is promoted. And how can this be promoted? It has to do with the people behind the system and operation. If the people, the masses, can trust the people behind it, definitely they will be able to trust the system or artificial intelligence tool that is being used to either make things better and easier.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. That's really insightful. So, for all of our technology shares out there, we We trust that you will be honest and loyal to whatever it is that we put out there. Thank you so much. So before we continue, I'm going to be taking a break. Stay with us. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for staying with us. So now we're moving to the next segment. Mr. Gabriel, when it comes to readiness for the future, what skills, mindset, or habits should young people and professionals start developing now to thrive in this AI world?
Thank you very much for that question. One thing I see about life is being proactive. Seeing into the future, predicting into the future, and then bringing out skills and that will be relevant in the nearest future, especially in an era that is being influenced by artificial intelligence. So, skills that will be relevant in this era, number one, is critical thinking and problem solving, of which the artificial intelligence machines or tools will not be able to do. So, young individuals or everyone, not just limited to young individuals, we should develop the skill of critical thinking and also how to solve problems. By identifying the problem, what is the source of the problem, what is the cause of it, then what are the variables that connect to the causes and seeing how to propose solutions to it. Another skill that is very, very relevant is communication and storytelling. I've seen persons who, the fact is that AI can give you information, but if you lack the ability to communicate these informations in order to solve problems, it is useless. You get it? So it is useless. So communication and storytelling is a skill that should be developed. And not only that, skill that can also be developed, leadership and collaboration skill is also very important because this artificial intelligence cannot lead themselves. They are being controlled by people. So if we don't learn leadership and also collaboration with others, we won't be able to stay relevant. Now coming to the mindset, basically I will give four kinds of mindsets that should be developed in the future. Number one is the growth mindset. Now we must believe that things can be improved upon. Yes, this is what you can do now does not mean that you don't have potential to improve or to become better. So that is what growth mindset is supposed to have. Another mindset you must have is what I call the value creation mindset. You should be able to ask yourself questions like, what problem am I solving? What am I doing? See, this particular mindset will help you to stay relevant, and you will not be intimidated by whatever artificial intelligence tool that is being created. I don't know if you get that. Another mindset that you must develop is what I call the ethical mindset. The truth is that no matter how successful you are, huh, if there is no value that governs the success, that will become failure. So many things we call failure to be success to be actually is failure, looking at the means and the process that such individual took in order to achieve such success. And the fourth one is what I call the ownership mindset. Ownership. When I mean ownership here, you should be willing and ready to take responsibility for your relevance and for your actions. Some persons might be thinking that that's not necessary, but I can tell you that that's the most important of all. This is not a religious grant. I would have said that looking at from the creation of man, we just love taking responsibility. We try to shift the blames to others. Why did this system fail? Oh, it's because of that person. It's because of the government. But we must understand that for we to actually become relevant, we must be willing to take responsibility for our relevance. And talking about habits, habits is what the back end of every successful person. These are things that we do that may not necessarily be seen outwardly, but they are very pivotal for success. And one habit I see here is continuous learning. Learning never ends. We must continually learn, and it shouldn't be occasionally. It should be daily, consistently. I normally see people have the challenges of reading. Personally, I make research a lot. I love studying. I love knowing new things, in the area of my expertise and in other areas. To continuous learning. And I also do tell people that the day you stop learning, you start dying and you become outdated, you become obsolete. Another habit that must characterize someone who must be relevant is that there should be this curiosity and experimentation. You must be curious. You want to know that ability to want to know, and it is curiosity that will drive you to experiment. So you cannot say you want to experiment and then you are not curious. Anybody who becomes a scientist today, trying to look, this tree is growing in the air. What makes it to start growing? That's curiosity. And that curiosity will drive it. Okay, let me check the chemistry behind such occurrence. So that is what experimentation. So another habit that people must develop again in order to become relevant in this world is ability to create systems and methods that will help them function well. What do I mean by that? This has to do with relationships. So there are some persons that believe that I can actually get things done anyway or by myself. But the truth is that according to design, humans are not created to succeed in isolation. Are you getting me? No humans can succeed in. In fact, systems cannot succeed in isolation. There must be a combination of systems. If you even look critically at the back end of technology, there are connections of codes and languages that make something to become worthwhile. So we don't succeed by isolation, we succeed by association, collaborating. And this should be our daily habit to stay relevant. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was very deep, was a lot and very insightful. So for our listeners out there, I believe you've taken one or two from the skills that you need to get, the mindset that you need to get, and also the habits for you to survive, for you to thrive in this AI driven world. Miss Igbe, what can you tell us from your own perspective?
Alright, thank you so much for that question. So definitely to stay relevant to that thing. There are a lot of questions and things you need to do. Involve a lot of mix of skills to be able to stay relevant. So first of all, talk about foundational skills. As you say, if the foundation is strong, then growth will come naturally. So you have to acquire foundational skills. So these foundational skills in the sense that you acquire basic physical knowledge and also you familiarize yourself with AI as well. So when you don't have this knowledge, you won't be able to advance. The foundational skills is important. And just like my panelist has mentioned, also developing critical thinking skills, problem solving skills. So AI involves, or these skills will help you to remain relevant. So other skills you can acquire is actually the technical skills as well. So you can actually acquire technical skills in data analysis. You can actually acquire skills in AI skills. You can just navigate, learn more about the AI skills, you able to use, and then you develop technical skills. Also, we also have technical skills. You can actually acquire through your mindset. Actually, I want to actually talk about your family aspect. You actually have to have a life long learning mindset. So as we have mentioned, growth mindset is very, very important. A lot of people have fixed mindset. That is the opposite of growth mindset. So when your mindset is fixed, you don't want to learn new things. And when you don't do that, you won't be able to grow. So definitely when you have the growth mindset and develop this lifelong learning mindset, you need to have that courage, always want to step up to learn skills. Because this AI, as it is, artificial intelligence, is technology and it evolves daily. When you learn one, and maybe in the next 5 years, you just remain in that level, you'll be left out. So definitely you have to have that mindset of always wanting to learn, lifelong learning. And from that mindset, they need to develop what they call habits. Because what you do regularly becomes habit. So when you have this lifelong learning mindset, from there, you need to develop the learning habits. So this habit involves continuous learning, like we have said. Right? So basically, they are almost related. Just ensure you do this thing, and from there, you'll be able to remain relevant. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for that perspective. To our listeners, don't stop learning. You actually need to keep growing. So, Mr. Enwa, let's hear from your point of view.
Since I've been cautioned by our host today, so I'll just say constant evolving, evolve constantly. Know the technology you use, before you use a technology, or as you buy something, as you start using a technology, know that technology. Apart from that, you also need to learn. There are two ways to learn AI. One is to learn how to use AI, and the other is to learn how to create AI. So either one, you do the first one. That's what most people do, which is to learn how to use AI agents to code, to do anything, either from your cooking to your teaching, to any part of it encompasses any part of your life. So you need to learn how to use the various tools. And as my fellow panelists have said, evolve, constant evolving. Though you should evolve beyond your limits.
Evolve beyond your limits. That means you can actually do beyond. There's nothing limiting you and there is nothing stopping you. So I would like us to give a takeaway to our listeners out there. What do you have for them as a take home? I'm starting with Mr. Gabriel.
All right. One of the take home that I'm going to have to my audience listening to me at this point is stay adaptable. And I mean stay adaptable. Adaptability is a very critical skill that you should be able to have. Ability to change or to follow the trends as AI is evolving. Are we together now? So we shouldn't be rigid and say, oh, this is the way things are being done. I should continue doing it that way. So when you stay adaptable, you stay ready.
Yeah, so you really do have to stay adaptable. Mr. Bube, what's your take home for us?
When we talk about healthcare delivery and research, so when this ethical AI values ethical rights, then it's advisable to just look away from them and be careful. So these ethical rights involve autonomy. We also have beneficence, non-maleficence, and also justice. So in these four areas, autonomy, know your rights. It is your body. So when the viewers should know that they have the right to make informed consent concerning their bodies. So they don't just agree to any research or allow their data to just rely on this or access anyhow. So another issue is the area of beneficence. So we should know anything that is being done in healthcare should be to the participant or the patient's best interest. So another one is non-maleficence. So there should be no harm. There should be no harm to the patient. Then justice. Everything that is being done should be fair and effective. So I want my viewers to have this knowledge so that when any of this is violated, then they should be aware that these are ethical and they should try to make sure that they stay out of that. Let's have that basic knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Emo.
Yes, this will be a repeat. Please know the technology you use, learn the technology you use, make sure you keep updated because there are advantages of AI and there are also lots of disadvantages of AI. And from what the world is seeing today, the disadvantages are outweighing the advantages. But know the technology you use, learn the technologies, and secure yourself with all the technology you use. Limit yourself in some ways, but also go beyond your limits.
Yeah, I guess that is Mr. Inua's logo. Go beyond your limits. So thank you very much. Thank you all for your contribution. So for those listening, take a moment to reflect. Are you preparing for the opportunities AI is bringing? Are you aware of the risk? Are you building the skills and values needed to navigate the future wisely? As children of God, we are called not to fear the future, but to engage it with wisdom and also responsibly. So remember, technology may shape the future, but value will determine its impact. Thank you for listening to Gospel Diary, where faith meets reality. Until next time, stay grounded in faith, stay informed, and stay future ready. Goodbye.